So in keeping with new ways of working in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, I'd like to introduce and welcome to interview on Euronews architect Mr. Santiago Calatrava. Thank you so much for speaking to us today in these very unusual circumstances. Can you begin by telling me why you first got into a career in architecture?
After my college, I wanted to go into an art school. And it was a visit to Notre Dame. I remember it was around 11 o'clock and the light was entering from one of the rose windows. In Paris, you see, full of color, full of light. And I opened my eyes to the fact that architecture is also an art. Indeed, I study always architecture, looking at it as it was an art. I study also civil engineering because I wanted to know more about the material, the materiality of architecture, about the laws of construction, about the rules of static and all the mathematical aspects you see of the construction in itself and as a process and also as a result. But finally, it was the idea that architecture is an art who moves me from the day one.
Your style has been described as neo-futurism. How would you describe it?
The reality, I do not know if I have a style, but if I have one, it is the style of my time. Of course, always thinking forward, always thinking how things can be done better, how our life can improve, how our buildings can be more daring or more beautiful or more adequate for people. And this eventually project them into the future, because I believe the future will be at least, or I hope it will be as good as our actual time.
You were born in Valencia in Spain. How does your home city and how has your home city influenced your style over the years?
It was a good place to grow because at the one side, it was confronted, it was facing the Mediterranean. It was a city open to the world because the sea was there, and traditionally also very open city, and also with a lot of wonderful monuments.
What part of the architecture process excites you the most?
You see, myself, I have been from the beginning very much related to the invention or to the project itself, isn't it? I draw a lot, I do a lot of sketches, and fortunately I have people around me who takes those things and transform them in real projects, and also then they transform those things in real construction. So, I mean, architecture is a profession in which you need a lot of good people around you.
You're labeled as a star architect, but obviously you're only as good as the team around you.
I think it's more qualificative, like who belongs more to other disciplines. Architecture, like I say, is a modest job, you know, it's not something extravagant. You see, it's a matter of a lot of hours of working and sometimes even not only days, weeks, months, even years.
We're here in Dubai. Why does Dubai stand out as a city for architecture?
I remember very well how enthusiastic I was when I was 14 years, 20 years, 25, 30 years. You see the amount of energies you have, the amount of dreams you have, the amount of hope you have. You can also project that into places. And Dubai certainly is an enormous, enthusiastic place, full of energies, is one of the cities that today represent our time, almost 100%, because it belongs 100% to our time, almost to our generation.
Well, you are currently building the Dubai Quick Tower, which will be the tallest tower in the world when it's completed. Where did you take your inspiration from for that?
The idea for the Dubai Quick Tower was a flower with a long steel, you see, and then in the top of it, you see like a tulip. Why to a flower? Because I thought, what a beautiful image, you know, for something who has to be very simple, very much concentrated in itself, and deliver a sense of beauty to everybody.
You've built the Turning Torso Tower in Malmö, Sweden. the Montjuic Communications Tower in Barcelona. You're also responsible for the UAE Pavilion at Expo 2020. Tell me about the inspiration.
You see, I tried to bring something who, in my eyes, represent the essence or part of the essence of their culture. So I took a bird, I took a falcon with open wings, you see, and out of the idea of the falcon, merge the idea of the pavilion.
How does modern day architecture push boundaries?
Today, materials like, for example, carbon fiber can change the way of the conception of architecture and can deliver new shapes and can push ahead the boundaries and the limits. Other things who push the boundaries are, for example, new technologies related to energy. Our understanding of energy today is very different from the understanding of energy 30 years ago. Yeah. Today, we are much more concerned about sustainability.
Your Museum of Tomorrow in Rio has been described as one of the best examples of sustainable architecture. Why is sustainable architecture important?
We have to take care of the earth because it's the only thing we have, isn't it? It's also, we have to try to deliver this earth at least as good as we receive it to the next generation.
What does the future hold for you?
I mean, you know, what I has done is to promise me that I will work until the end of my life if I can afford that. So I like the work I am doing, and it delivers me a lot of satisfaction. It holds me also enthusiastic and hopeful and all of that. I like also the people around me, the people with which I am working, and I believe if I can afford that, I will work until the last day of my life.
Santiago Calatrava, thank you so much for taking time out at your home to talk to us at Euronews. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all of you.